YouTube, it's Coach Tape. I've got an unboxing for you tonight from the Cubicle. Moyu Aofu GTS M 7x7. I finally have one. At least I think so. We don't know. Last time from Cube ZZ wasn't in the package. We'll find out. So, is this going to replace the Spark? Is it the new best 7x7 on the market? Don't know yet. We'll go ahead and check it out. Also in the package is the Yushin Little Magic 5x5 budget 5x5 magnetic cube. That's going to go into the next video. We'll go ahead and separate these out. So this one, Aofu GTS, let's check it out. Okay, we are talking about the Moyu Aofu GTS M, the new flagship 7x7 from Moyu, magnetic cube. Finally have one. Not the regular version that Cube ZZ sent me, but the magnetic one, this one from the Cubicle. Let's go ahead and get into the box and check it out. It's got the same magnetic box as all the other recent Moyu flagship puzzles. And apparently it is shoved into the box really, really tightly. There we go. Alright, and there's other random stuff in the box. Some extra magnets and some cards. We don't care about that stuff. Let's go ahead and get to the cube itself. Alright, first impression is that it does feel very similar to the Aofu GTS and to the Aofu and the Aofu 2, with the slightly rounded edges to all of the pieces, and shades are of course all the same. Definitely very dry there on first impressions, first turns. Where that magnet is, that's very weak. Much stronger on the second layer, and definitely much stronger there on the third layer. And very dry out of the box. Like I said, shades look good. Let's go ahead and get some turns. Yeah, that's going to definitely need some setup. First impression is not great, but you know, the first impression on the Aofu wasn't all that great either. That cube really needed just a little bit of work, and then it became really nice. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple of T-perms there. Now let's do one through the middle. That's just a little awkward. You know, sometimes these puzzles just need a little bit of breaking in, a little bit of work. That does feel pretty nice. And like I said, it's dry. A little bit of corner cutting. You know, about as much as you're going to want out of a 7x7. And let's see. Feels nice, but like I said, you know, tough to tell because it does need lube so badly. It's so very dry. So I'm going to go ahead and lube it up. I don't know if I'll tension it. Tensions feel pretty good, so I probably won't have to tension it, but I will lube it up, go do some solids on it, capture some footage, and I'll come back to you and give you my final thoughts. Alright guys, so I've had the Aofu GTS M for a couple of weeks now, and I kind of sat on this for a long time because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to say. I'm a big fan of the Aofu, Aofu, and Aoshi, as you all know. Those are all my mains, and this cube feels a lot like them, and it felt like I should like it a lot more than I did. And when I first got it, as you saw in the video, it was a little slow. I lubed it up, and no matter what I did, I could not get it to be faster. And it just did not seem to make a difference. And basically what it felt like is that the pieces were kind of stuck together. And I don't mean lube stuck together. I mean like the plastic itself felt like it was sticking to itself. So the pieces were sticking together in that way. And so I struggled with this to get decent performance, and my times were actually pretty terrible. And then I kind of hit on a revelation that maybe I needed to try loosening the tensions, and I did that, and that made a world of difference. The speed picked up immediately. It became much faster and a much nicer cube to use. And as a result, it turned into something really nice. But that said, it's not as good as the Spark. I did set my PB single with this cube, and it does feel nice. It does everything pretty nice. It's smooth. It feels really nice. It feels just like the Aofu physically, but at the end of the day, it's too big, and that really makes a difference. And my hands actually get fatigued after doing the solves. Even just this one solve right here, my hands were fatigued from the size and the weight of the puzzle. This is actually 25% heavier than the Spark. Performance is good once you tension it, once you lube it. Performance is pretty good. It's a little more flexible than I like. It does have great 3x3 stage. But at the end of the day, it's just pretty good in a lot of areas and not great in any one area. And it's just not the best. That's really all there is to it. So, you know, if we want to compare it to the Spark is just better. But let's talk about some pros and cons. So the pros of the Aofu is that it has a really nice 3x3 stage. It's really stable, and the turning is really smooth, and that's awesome. It feels really nice, turns really well. But like I said, it's bigger and heavier than the Spark and the Haze. It's 25% heavier than the Spark. That's just a gigantic difference. It also takes a lot of setup to get it to be decent. You got to tension it, mess with it, lots of lube, and it's just a lot of work. And finally, the magnets really could just be stronger. On the inner layers especially, you end up having the inner layers separating, and that just is kind of annoying. They really just need to be a little bit stronger. So what's the bottom line? The bottom line is buy the Spark. Spark is better. Unless you absolutely need to save the $20 that you would by buying the Aofu instead, buy the Spark. It's a better puzzle. And that's really what it comes down to. And actually the Haze is probably better too, although this is a little more stable than the Haze. Anyway, if you like what you've seen, guys, go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. Let me know what you think of the new format here, adding this summary sheet at the end of the review. And I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.